Yo. I'm about to break down the trades I took over the past 2 weeks. So I do trade the 15-minute orb breakout. I traded on ES. I actually place my trades using micros, but I trade with volume profile for more confluence. So it's best to chart up on ES. And I do pay for data. I chart up on TradingView and I do pay for data. That's a very, very key thing. If you're going to be trading with volume profile, you need to have like good real data, CME data. So I trade the 15-minute orb strategy. And just a disclaimer, I've only been trading and learning how to trade volume profile for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And you're going to see as the weeks go on how my lingo and my knowledge change. So the 15-minute orb strategy, you're basically taking the high of the first 15 minutes of the New York session, the low of the first 15 minutes of the New York session, and you're trading the breakout of that section. So I've been really documenting like my whole thought process. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the EMA because it's a lot. Like trading volume profile gives me anxiety because it just puts so much crap on your charts, man. So let's get into it. So let's read off my notes here. So I did not take the first break because the candle rejected the previous day LVN. So here's the break right here. And I did have a zone right around here for the previous day LVN, lower value node, but I deleted it because I didn't want it on my chart anymore. But so usually when there's a lower value node, price would usually just reject. It will either reject off of it and bounce back, or it would rush through it. So as you can see with this candle here, there is a LVN right here. So price did reject that area. So I felt like, okay, that's not a clean break of the orb. And also with my personal rules for my orb strategy, I wouldn't have even taken this trade anyway because I need for my orb candles to close with 75% of the candle closing outside of the orb range. So I wouldn't have taken this strategy anyway. So let's go back. So waited for a second candle out of orb to break and close. So that was this candle right here, this second candle right here. So I waited for this second candle to close before I entered this trade, right? So let's see if I can make this bigger. All right, we can work with this right now. So yeah, so I did not take this candle here because of the rejection right here. And then this candle closed below where this LVN was and closed filling this wick and completely out of orb. So I entered here, right? So, and it's even documented here. Waited for second candle out of orb to break and close below previous day LVN. Then price had a crazy volatile drop, so I exited as soon as price started to retrace. And as you can see, that's what happened right here. Like this candle, like now the market's not open, this day is over, but when this happened, it was pretty bizarre. I entered and it just tanked. And I was like, oh no, because what I was thinking was another Trump tweet or something with economic news or whatever, where it can just drop and then just quickly reverse. And that's exactly what it did. So I exited the trade. I exited right here. And I did not fully trust the entry because the POC never shifted down. Price can still come back and test fair value at 59.14. Stops were placed above current day VAL. So as the day goes on, your current day POC, point of control, and VAL, VAH, it moves because the day is going on and it changes. So the previous day point of control was right here, and legitimately I believe the current day point of control was up here as well. And part of my strategy was like waiting for point of control to break with the orb as well, and that still kind of is part of my strategy, but I know that can be delayed. But I was still wary because price hadn't come to retest anything. It didn't retest VAH. it just didn't retest anything. What price wants to do is retest. It wants to retest price. Like buyers want to retest a level to see if it's going to find a balance or imbalance in the market, you know. So I was afraid of a retest, and this drop was just like too crazy for me, and I just wasn't confident in the trade. So I just got out the trade and I left it as that. It was 13 points, almost 14 points, and I usually trade with 50K accounts, 3 micros on my main accounts. So let's go to another day. This is going to be a long video. All right, so and I suck at explaining this because I'm still getting used to volume profile, so the lingo is very, 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 very new to me. All right, so here we go. This is a better day, but as it looks. So here we go. So let's go ahead and so this was the ORB high. This was ORB low. So let's read what went down that day. Entered once price closed above the ORB high, POC and VAH for the current day. So when this day was playing out, when this move is right here, this POC, point of control, is basically where the most volume is traded, where the most where the buyers and sellers are finding the best fair value. Like they have agreed upon this price the more so than any other price that's in this section right now. So that's what point of control is. As you can see, that's where the most volume ended up being for that whole day, right? So what I'm saying here on this day, when I entered this trade, point of control was down here. So I'm saying that this candle closed above the ORB, the value area high, and the point of control, and that's why I entered on this candle here. And per my 75% candle rule, this candle is 75% out of the ORB. As you can see, this candle right here, it broke the ORB, but it's not 75% out of the ORB. Even this candle right here it broke the ORB, but that's like, for me, that's nothing. That's an indecision candle. So another rule that I would need to have is for the next candle to actually break these 2 candle highs as well, to let me know that, okay, I can trust this setup as well. So people like take crap on the ORB, like they shit on the ORB strategy, because you need to have more confluences than just trading the breakouts. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have got caught up in this candle right here and took this short, and although the candle didn't even close, but oh my gosh, it broke below the ORB, let me take this short, and got whacked. So you need to have a lot of confluence when trading the ORB, and that's why I have all these confluences. So I figured price would retest ORB high or VH value area high. I placed stops below point of control just in case price came back to retest point of control. 12.5 point stop, aiming for 15 points, closed at 13 points. So my daily goal is I'm only aiming for 15 points. That's all I'm aiming for. I don't care about anything else right now. I'm just trying to get 15 points and get out the market. And then once I master just gaining 15 points, then I'm going to increase my contract size. That's just me. 15 points, and yeah, so this trade worked out. And as you can see, I closed at 13 points because I'm trying to become more comfortable with holding my trades. And yeah, I'm trying to become more comfortable with holding my trades, and I know that will take me to the next level. And I think how I'm going to accomplish that is actually taking partials at like 10 points or whatever. So that was a good day, and a great day, because point of control ended up being way up here and value area high being way up here. So that's why you can see like this was a nice trending day right here. So yeah, so that was Tuesday. So I don't think I'll place any more trades for that whole week because I've been very, very, very busy. So I'm not mad at it, because this day would have been like a trap day. Let's see. This day would have been a trap day as well. When did I trade again? Alright, so this is where I traded again. I think this is probably Monday. Let's see. Yeah, alright, so Monday. So yeah, this day tested my patience, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, discipline, trading psychology, everything, man. To be a good trader, you need to have everything in line, everything in check. Alright, so let's read these long extended notes that I wrote before we break this down. Alright, so First, let's point out ORB high, ORB low. ORB high right here, ORB low right here. All right, so took 2 trades after the break of ORB high, current day POC and current day value area high. So what I'm saying here is when I placed these trades, it was above the break of the ORB high, it was above the break of the current day point of control, and above the current day value area high. And let me show you something on my charts. So if you see these dotted lines here, that's value area low, and the dash lines, that's value area high, and then the brown lines, that's actually composite value area high. So the composite value area high is what I use when I'm drawing my volume profile from the higher time frame, or the highest swing high. So yeah, so I was a bit hesitant because POC was inside the orb but aligning with previous day orb. I feel more comfortable when POC is outside of the orb. So that's a huge thing for me, is the point of control will act as a magnet, right? So for me, I can always assume that price is going to come back and retest point of control. As you can see here, drop, went down, retested point of control, came back down, retested point of control, came back down, retested point of control, tried to break above, came back down, retested point of control, did all this crap here, came back down, retested point of control, came back up here, retested point of control, and if this was still extended, it would have came back to retest point of control here. So point of control is going to act as a magnet, right? So when I'm taking a breakout and it's above or high, I want for my I would like for at least my point of control to be out of the orb as well, just in case it comes back and retest it. If point of control is down here, I'm not trying to have like a 30-point stop loss. So if it comes back and retest it, that can be a lot of drawdown that I'm in. So I'll prefer for point of control to be outside of the orb if I'm going long. I prefer for it to be outside below the orb low if I'm going short. But you have to also remember that point of control is actually considered a lagging indicator. So I can't use that always as a confluence mechanism, you feel me? So yeah, so where were we? I feel more comfortable when point of control is outside of the orb. Was also concerned because price has been choppy in this area because we are at a high that has not been broken since February. True. So if I was to zoom out, which I'm not going to zoom out right now, this area right here, in February, when Trump became president and he started doing all these tariffs, price dropped tremendously. So this area that we've been in for the past like 2 weeks is actually the is actually the price where everything was in February before everything tanked. So we were actually at those highs, and it became very choppy. So if you've been getting killed in these markets the past like 2 or 3 weeks, that's why. Price is trying to find a balance and acceptance at these higher levels here, right? So been choppy for a week plus. Also, Trump was set to speak today. That was a huge thing. One of my rules is to not trade when Trump is scheduled to speak, because you never know what's going to happen. Okay, I moved stops to break even very early after entering both trades, and both got taken out by choppy price action and wicks. So although you see I took these 2 trades, and yes, they went to profit, I ain't make ish. I moved my stops to break even quickly because of everything I just mentioned. Because we were at the highs from February, all the way from February. Because I wasn't confident with POC still being down here in the orb. I wasn't confident with me trading on a day that Trump is scheduled to speak. Breaking my rule of trading when Trump is scheduled to speak. So that's why I moved my stops to break even. Sometimes you have to take a risk. You're either going to move your stops to break even and accept getting stopped out at break even if you do get stopped out. Or you have a short take profit and just go try to aim for like 5 to 10 points, or you accept, like, if it, what is this? Let's see. This is 8 points. Accept that if accept this 8-point loss. You know what I'm saying? So whether you trade 3 micros, 4 micros, 2 micros, however much it is for 8 points, accept that loss in your mind. So if you do get stopped out in a choppy market, you already accepted that loss. And for me, I didn't want to take a loss. So I put my stops at break even, and I got taken out at break even. Well, a little bit more than break even. I probably made like $20 or $30 that day. So very, very annoying day. Very, very annoying day. And it did create this level that became very important later on. So let's see. All right. So this day here is when I really started to like really learn about volume profile. And where are my freaking notes? I'm gonna have to bring you down here. All right, so there's a lot going on my chart right now because there's a lot going on. So these white areas were marked up before market open. These were marked up, I believe, doing like Asia session the previous day. And I believe they were yeah, this is the composite value area high, and this was the previous day value area low. And basically what I was telling myself, because these were significant levels. So like if price, fall below here, I look good for shorts. I look very good for shorts. And if price accepts, as in closes, giving me strong price action above here, I can look good for longs. And then this area right here, I told myself if price close and close up here, I look very good to be bullish, because that level is actually that zone that I marked up from the previous day. So let's just read my notes because I'm confusing myself. Real spill. All right, so first entry. Okay, so first entry was this one right here. Enter because price was accepted above POC for both days. Both value area high, ORB high, composite value area low, and February high was rejected heavily. So everything was rejected. Economic news, as in when I say rejected, like here, all this crap was rejected. Boom. And then right here, you want to know exactly what happened right here? Mr. Kennedy himself fired people from the CDC for that was like can control like the vaccines, whatever, and crap just tanked. That's what happened. So, all right. So, economic news caused a horrible wick out. Re-entered following the same rules. So, I followed the same rules. So, once I got wicked out, right, I followed the same game plan that I had entering before markets even opened. I followed the same plan. Wanted to close above ORB, close above this area from the composite value area high, and I will be very bullish if I close above this crazy zone from the previous day, which is also an indication of the highs from February, right? So follow the same plans, and I entered. Point of control moved above the ORB, which made me feel confident in holding the trade. Price started to reject and fall from the highs from overnight and February highs. So up here, so this blue zone here is from the highs from overnight. So overnight has some crazy economic news as well. They created some highs that broke above the February highs, and then they created its own little resistance, and price started to reject that area. And also Trump was scheduled to speak at 1 o'clock. So whenever Trump is scheduled to speak, price just does a lot of crazy things. So I exited the trade for a break-even day Although I accepted my small loss from the previous trade, I knew it would feel better to end the day with no loss because profits aren't guaranteed. All right, so with this trade right here, I got stopped out. And this trade right here, I re-entered here, and although it exited up here, I'm not for sure how much money that was, but I was able to make back the amount of money I lost from that previous trade. So it was only 9 points. So I was able to make back how much I lost from the previous trade. So yeah, and as you can see, this is previous day point of control, and price was just tapping that crap, bro. Just tapping it. So if you had a bad week the past few weeks, man, everybody did. All right, I'm gonna just speed these up. These charts look crazy. I have so much crap on my charts. All right, so this is from the 11th. Bad trading day. Entered the day with a bullish mindset because of trade agreements with China and good CPI news. Price broke composite value area high during pre-market. I was too confident in bullish sentiment. Price broke or below, but was a fake out. I entered once all bullish requirements were met. Price tanked and stopped me out. Impulse trade for second trade. Gained my money back, but price tanked again. Then I went full tilt. Horrible day. Those are real notes, bro. Those are real notes. Like, that's real. Like, you guys probably can't even see the ORB high and all that. And it's doubled up because sometimes trading view be tripping. Like, I can put something there, and then it won't be there, and then it will be there. And as you can see, it came in twice with the ORB high and ORB below. So, alright, so this is what happened. I pay attention to fundamentals. If you're trading in today's markets, you cannot survive without fundamentals. You cannot survive without learning fundamentals. So I've been learning fundamentals and just paying attention to fundamentals like crazy. So we had good CPI news, which is good. We had Trump and China. They are starting to come to an agreement with trade, and that's super good, as I thought. As I thought that would have been good. So I just felt like we were just going to have one of those crazy bullish days. Like, as you can see right here, this was CPI. Once the CPI news came in, this is pre-market and like 8:30ish, and that was CPI. So the markets loved CPI, and I was thinking that we were going to retrace some, because price needs to accept these higher values. So I was like, all right, price is going to retest these lower values. And I was thinking it was going to form the orb right here. Exactly what I was thinking was going to happen. It was going to form an orb right here, and we were going to break it. And price is going to accept higher values over these highs from CPI, based on the Trump and China trade agreement news. And I thought we were going to have one of those crazy, like, 200, 300 point days. And my mind was just so set on that, and everything just tanked. Everything just tanked. And as you can see, like, and yeah, I went full tilt. So not only did I, lose these trades, but, or was it, I think up in here, I just placed a bunch of stupid trades, bro. Just a bunch of real stupid trades. Yeah, so I lost $500 that day. Could have lost nothing. Could have had a break-even day or so, and I lost $500 that day. All right, so here, let's see. Y'all gotta see these notes, bro. These notes are fire. I can't even see these notes, boy. All right, so this was June 12th. Okay, the setup was a 15-minute orb, blah, blah, blah. So entered at 6:20, 60:27, blah, blah, blah. All right, so price broke above current day, point of control, current day, value area high, and orb high. First breakout candle had large upper wick. So, You know, I don't play about candles with wicks when it's the breakout candle. That's indecision for me. Waited for a clean break of wick zone for confirmation. Took profit at known resistance chop zone. Final target set slightly above previous day POC. Trail stop after partials taken. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I did this day. This is one of my best trading, most disciplined days I've ever had in my life. So, orb low, orb high. This candle right here technically broke the orb, right? Let me make this bigger, so we can dig in. We gonna dig in. I'm gonna put you up on game, bro. Of discipline. Alright, so this candle technically broke the orb. But my rule is the candle has to break. The candle has to be 75% out of the orb, right? So then we have this candle. So if you going down to that 1 minute or so, you can see basically it retested the orb, then it broke. But what happened? It failed to accept price higher. It failed to accept price higher, leaving this wick and closing right here. But still, for me, I will not ever take a trade, a breakout trade, when the majority of the candle body is a wick. And then what happened? Next candle came and just point of control is probably down here, and it retested it and then closed here. Next candle barely broke the orb. So for me, this looks like it's about to become choppy, but for me, I liked that this happened because that's how I was able to form this zone right here. So I told myself I need to break the high of this candle, and this candle, or close in this wick area for me to have confidence that price is accepting a higher value. And that's what happened. So what I did was I entered here, and this whole candle is a price just rushed out. I entered here, and then I set my stops. This area here was the area, if I extend it out, is from like all the choppiness for the past like 2 weeks. So I set my first area of profit was right below all the crazy choppiness from the previous 2 weeks. And I believe it was like only like 13 points. Let's see, 10 points. So it's only 10 points. So set my first target for 10 points below all the choppiness. You know what I'm saying? All the choppiness. And then I set my second target was right below the previous day point of control. Because remember, point of control is like a magnet. It will, magnetize price to it, and then price has a tendency of bouncing away from it, as you can see price did. So I set my second target right below previous day point of control. So that was a pretty good day. Very, very good day for 15 points. So my main goal is 15 points, and yeah, so I think this trade here was probably, I don't know, like 170, 100, I don't know how much I made that day. Only trading 3 micros on the main account. And that was the 12th. Yeah, so I believe that's it, man. If you're still here, I appreciate y'all, for real. This is a long video. I will get better at explaining my breakdowns with volume profile because it's confusing. I'm still learning it. I'm still learning the lingo, and it's a lot on my charts to try to explain over. But yeah, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you had a good trading week, and make sure you stay disciplined.